Ladies and gentlemen, direct from Hogwarts himself. We know him as Draco Malfoy, but we love to call him Mr. Tom Felton. Ladies and gentlemen,
what a way to start the day. That's a real ego booster for me. Thank you very much. Nice to see so many pretty faces. I don't recall doing a panel this large, so I'm slightly nervous, but it should be okay. Can everyone hear me? I've been asked to test to make sure. Okay. If you're feeling left out, then please don't do it. I shall come and try and answer some of your questions personally if you can't hear me very well over the microphone.
You opened that right up.
How are you all doing this morning though? Everyone's in good spirits? I've met lots of very happy Floridians so far, so hopefully I get to meet a few more today. Rock and roll. What questions can I answer? Oh, literally. Yeah, this is all right.
We'll try to pick whoever has the first question. We'll try to be fair about this. Let's be fair for everyone in the audience right now, since they really don't have that much volume. Let's go to the left side of the room, the far left side of the room. Young lady waving like this with the glasses. Look at me. Yep, that's you. No, look at me. Hello, that's you. Yes, you. Yes, you. Yeah, you, sir. Go ahead.
I think that's a woman. Oh man, that's very sweet and the offer is tempting. I fear it may spark a chain reaction off. So I might give it a miss for now. Maybe later.
Hold on, Tom. Tom, I have a plan for that. I owe you. Next question from this side of the room. Go for it. That was small child. Now it's your turn.
What is your dream role? If you can have a role in any movie, what is it?
Harry? I've always fancied coming back in 20 years when they do the remakes to play Lucius. But as a child, I always wanted to play James Bond. But now I've actually changed it to, I think, James Bond villain. I think he's going to be one of the bad guys with the cat stroking. So yeah, I think fingers crossed to get to do that one day. Thank you, lovely.
Okay, let's get somebody in this row right here. The young lady with the robe on and the one in the ear. That's you.
I like your house colors there, lovely.
First thought is kind of redundant, but I'm a huge fan.
Thank you very much.
At the end of the day, after all the books and all the movies, how do you feel about Draco as a person?
Not great. I hear a lot of people last year saying, oh, it's so good that he redeemed himself, and it's so good that he, was really a good guy. And I'm thinking, what movie did you watch? This guy is not a decent guy at all. It's nice actually in the last couple of films we had a chance to see that he's really a product of his environment and his parents, more so than a born devil child or anything like that. I think he is more of a victim of his circumstances more than like I said, a born devil. But yeah, there are glimpses of redemption. I don't think there's that much, really. It's not like he goes out of his way. I think Harry saves him a lot more than Draco saves. He just keeps his mouth shut. That's a lot easier than flying back into the room of requirement, etc. So yeah, glimpses of redemption, but still a bit of a sod, I think.
Okay, Tracy, you got somebody in the back of the room? Go for it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's 2 words. Be nice. And don't dye your hair blonde, it's a right pain in the ass. Yeah, there's my lessons, I think, from that one. It's nice to see from people how not to be as well, and Draco's a good example of that.
Awesome, okay, we're gonna go into this row right here. Let's go far. Blue shirt, powder blue, waving your...
Hey! Hey, what's going on? Every con, same thing. No, it's incredible to see, actually, how many fans of a Harry Potter musical there are. Clearly we have some in the house. Yeah, it's very cool. One of the greatest things about Harry Potter is the byproducts of it. You guys seem to be endlessly creative with your additional stories. Fan fiction, I think. Needless to say, you guys have some vivid imagination. I shan't go into detail. I've read some rather alarming stories about myself and Hagrid and various other people. No, it's great. To be honest with you, I haven't read that much because some of it is quite alarming, but even worse, some of them have gone to the length of drawing illustrations. Marvelous business that is, yes. So yeah, and just for anyone who is wondering, Daniel and I never got into bed together. Those pictures are fake. So yeah, no, it's very cool actually that people are still loving the stories enough to want to be creative and continue with their own projects like a Harry Potter musical.
I want to officially demand that you people stop that right away. Okay. Young lady right there. Wait a minute, stand up for me.
Hello, Lily. Hi. Thank you.
When you got in public, do you find because of the role you play that people are scared of you?
It's better now. I think over the years people have maybe come to terms that I'm not this evil blonde wizard. But, needless to say, yeah, lots of children over the years have been rather terrified of me. It seems the American children are actually probably one of the bravest of all, I think. Yeah. I'd say per country, America has the most amount of Draco fans, probably of any... yeah, no, it's fantastic, but it's a very strange one playing a character like that. He's so enjoyable to hate. So it's kind of twisted, but good fun as well.
Hi Tom, for probably the benefit of the rest of the people in the audience, I'm going to try and repeat the questions so the rest of the audience can hear. Is that okay?
Sure.
Guys? To do that just so he can repeat them or I can repeat them, either way. We're going to go to this side of the room. There's a little young wizard right there, blonde. Can you stand up?
The lesser little. Hi.
What's your favorite character in Harry Potter besides Draco? Is that what she asked?
Yes.
Awesome.
It's a tough one. It's a tricky one. Do you have a favourite other than Draco? Who? Share with them. I'm upsetting everyone today. No, Ginny's lovely. I'm only kidding with you. Let's just go right into the deep end, shall we? I'll just say Voldemort, you know? I don't think she's too happy with that answer.
I'm going middle right now. Young lady with the fur around your neck. Is that fur around your neck? Yes, it is. Go for it.
I was wondering, you ever get typecast, like you ever go out for another role and say just the first thing that comes to mind when they see you is Harry Potter?
Basically, the question was, do you ever get typecast when you go out for any other role? Basically, seen as Draco.
Not really. I've been lucky that Draco is very iconic in the way that he looks. You know, he's very, very pale and obviously bright blonde hair. I think as long as I'm not looking like that, it's quite easy to... Most people look at me and go, wow, you're the same guy. I didn't even realise that, which is cool. And usually they expect you to be, excuse my French, a complete arsehole. So when you walk in the room and you say, hi, good morning, and you try and smile, they're like, whoa, okay, actually you're pretty friendly. Which actually freaks kids out more than... Like 5-year-olds would be more scared of the fact that I'm like, hi, how you doing? Oh my god, I don't trust you one bit. I struggle to get handshakes off those kids to me. But yeah, sorry, what was your original question? I'm going to pick it up from the tangent.
Typecast.
Oh yeah, typecast. Hopefully not. I've been lucky enough to play a couple of... I did do a film, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, very quickly after the end of Potter. Needless to say, that was in a rather similar vein of nastiness. Actually, it took it to a whole nother level. Being cruel to animals is pretty sick. But yeah, I've played a couple of hero roles and they'll be coming out at some point this year, so I look forward to it. There's a good guy somewhere inside me, apparently. Thank you, lovely.
Tracy, you got somebody? Audience, just so you know, you can save your arm strength or whatever. It's going to be 3 from each row. That's how I'm working. I'm going to try and make it as fair as possible in the whole arena. Okay, Tracy, who do you have?
We have, I'm going to ask a question about a movie where you were in the woods with some friends and you got attacked by vampires. Was that it?
What?
The question was...
I wasn't in Twilight, mate.
Yeah.
It's the wrong dude, man.
I think
I
they
need
need...
to repeat the question.
Wait, yeah, sorry, I'm a bit confused. I never got attacked by vampires in the woods.
Sir? Sir in the back of the room who asked that question? Get out. All right, we're on the far end now. Let's go back of house. Oh, there are 3 girls standing up together. Somebody pick. More music.
That's a very sweet response of you guys, thank you. My guitar goes with me wherever I go, so, you know... I spoke too soon because I didn't bring it with me to Orlando. Literally everywhere then. It's very sweet of you to try and tempt me into singing, but it's not going to happen. But yeah, I do it for fun, and I appreciate that you guys are supportive, and yeah, I hope to release more as and when it comes to me. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. That's very sweet of you.
Okay, let's go to the middle of the row, far left. We got one from a gentleman, our first man, waving a mug.
Hey, man. I missed just the end.
I did too.
Do I film more what, sorry?
What's the question? What's the question?
I'm with you. A little from column A, a little from column B, I guess. It's tricky when you've been doing something nearly all your life for it to end, because you don't know what's on the other side of it. So at the time, I think we were pretty excited that it was coming to an end. And you know, now that it has finished, looking back at it, we're very sad that it hasn't gone on for you know, a few more years. I've still got my fingers crossed that JK is going to whip up another book sometime soon. So I'm joking, I very doubt that's going to happen. But yeah, you know, it's something that we look back on with the fondest memories, and I don't know, sometimes you get journalists say, how are you going to shake the past, how are you going to get rid of this burden of being attached to something like Harry Potter, and we're all exceptionally proud of our efforts over the last 10 years, and we hope to be remembered for it for the rest of our lives, I think, so yeah, we're very proud of it, and we're glad you guys are keeping the flame alive, so to speak, for Potter. I know Daniel was exceptionally nervous. I saw him last week before the Women in Black premiere in Los Angeles, and he was very nervous that none of you guys were going to follow us after we're finished. He thought, oh, it was only for Harry Potter and that's the end of it, and literally thousands of people have come out to support him and his new film, and we're really excited. Have any of you seen it yet, Women in Black? It's a pretty kick-ass film. Yeah, needless to say, I was scared. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. It's a good movie. Thanks, man.
It's the one with the waving a stuffed cat.
Hey, lady with a stuffed cat. Help me out here, please. Happy birthday to you. What's your name? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear stranger with a stuffed cat. Happy birthday to you. If it's anyone else's birthday, that was for you too.
Okay, starting in the minutes row here, all the way in the back of the room. Young lady, wave your hand, black t-shirt, that's you.
Hey!
What did you steal from the set?
Straight to the point. I like it. Strictly speaking, not a lot. Just between us, guys, quite a bit. I didn't really. They were very, very strict with things. People always assume there were endless amounts of wands and broomsticks lying around. There really wasn't. And actually, for the last 3 years, they did car searches on the way out to make sure that we didn't have stuff the nimbus in the trunk. I said this before, but I'll say it again. I actually, as a joke, Daniel was brought up for this. I was going to handcuff him and duct tape his mouth and stick him in the boot of my car. Wait for the security to lift the trunk up and just see Daniel in there. We never did it in the end. But,
And you wonder why there's fiction about you.
I have got away with Slytherin scarf, Draco's Slytherin ring. He wore a silver Slytherin ring, which is very cool. But other than that, everything else you can just buy at the Wizarding World, so it's not really that unique anymore. Thank you, lovely.
And coming down in the middle, Tracy, I'm coming forward. Pink shirt right here on the end. Yes, stand up, please. Stand.
Hey.
If you were at Tom to go to Hogwarts, what sorting hat and costume would you get?
Duck Slytherin. Come on, who would ever in any other house? I mean, it just buys you room for manoeuvre that way, you know, if you just fancy missing a class one day, stop it. It's okay. What about you, lovely? You look like a straight up Slytherin. Oh, that's a Gryffindor right here, bless her, she's so sweet.
Go Gryffindor, yeah. Okay. Young lady right here in the front row, or second row of the camera, stand up.
What?
Yeah.
Hi.
I want to know if Voldemort was squishy when you hugged him.
Squishy.
Please say yes. Please say yes.
Just think back. I'm trying to think what you want me to say here. He definitely wasn't hard, if that's what That was a random hug. That was not in the script, and we did that take maybe 30, 40 times throughout weeks and weeks and weeks. He only ever hugged me once. It was a one-off thing that he just did on like the 25th take. He just was like, stuck his arm out with it. So naturally, I was there like, what the hell is this? So someone say, cut, this is not in the script. And oddly, they left it in. But it's a funny one. And even more amazingly is, when I watched it in London, at the London premiere, everyone found that bone-chillingly, like, spooky. And I watched it in New York a week later, and it was the most funny thing on the whole hilarious, and it was great because it gave us a chance to find humour in things that we didn't think that were that funny. So it's great. It was very strange, very unsettling, and even Rafe, the actor, is pretty bloody terrifying as Voldemort. So yeah, needless to say, the fear in my eyes on that particular take was pretty genuine. Thank you, lovely.
All right, these are great questions. Young lady had the box held up for the longest time.
I did see the box. Young lady with the box. My favourite Harry who? Toy. It's amazing. A lot of this stuff doesn't come to the UK. You do merchandising to a whole other level out here. I've seen collectible busts, whatever that is. I've seen figurines and slightly strange-looking dolls. So yeah, I mean, all the stuff I get to see here, really. I don't even have these things. So I suppose one day I should have to climb around these things and try and find some for myself. In fear, saying that, I do recall having a toy very early on. My brother took great delight in snapping the legs off of it and torturing it in fairly other ways you can think of. Yeah, I'm trying to think, what else is out there? Where's the lovely lady that asked the question? Where's the box lady? Here she is. What's your favourite piece? Do you have a favourite toy? Are you talking about Harry Potter stuff or just general toys? Wow, bless you. I fear I'd come across slightly vain if I said the same. Let's go with the collectible busts, shall we? I like saying busts.
Young lady right there with a sweater in her hand. Do me a favor and stand up on the chair. Can you get up on the chair?
Let's do it. All right.
How do you feel working with all of your cast members? Was the question.
Daniel especially, such a diva, he wouldn't work without a coffee. No, everyone was lovely, everyone was very sweet. I think we were very lucky that the crew around us, as well as the adult cast members, some of the more professional actors we had on board, were incredibly nice and very, very down to earth, and I think everyone was very keen to remind us that we were very incredibly lucky. I guess like all things, after a few years of doing it, you start to get used to it. And you see people flying on broomsticks or someone having lunch with a goblin, and it doesn't raise an eyebrow. And I think when that's happening, you need to start waking yourself up and reminding yourself that it's you're in a very special place. And Daniel actually was the forefront of that. He never seemed to get tired of it, and whenever, even the days when he wasn't filming, all 3 days out of a year, he would still come in and still make sure that everyone's spirits were high. I remember on a couple of days he came in as Maggie Smith's assistant, and he would just stand there and hold the umbrella for her just on set, because he really loved to be on set that much, and it was so nice to have someone who was, obviously the lead of the film and #1 on the call sheet. And he was such an inspiration to all the rest of us to kind of, enjoy it and make the most of it.
Alrighty, and we're here in the front. This young lady right here in the rose.
Okay, I wanted to know, what would be your Patronus what would be your Patronus?
What would be my Patronus? What would yours be, more interestingly? A fox. I like that, a fox. That's quite similar actually. Mine would be a dog, I think. I'm not sure why. I love my dog, so maybe my Patronus would be my dog. Thank you. She's not very vicious or violent, but she's cool.
What breed is she?
She is a Chesapeake Bay Retriever, which probably won't mean a lot to most of you, but if you come by the stand later, I will be happy to show you a picture on my phone.
I was born, bred, and educated in the Chesapeake.
Are you kidding me? Okay. Well, I'm very excited because this is the first time my dog's over in the States. She flew over with me 3 weeks ago and is settling in beautifully. So yeah,
Yay.
thanks for treating me so well.
Blue sweater, what is that, a green dragon? What is that? Yeah, okay, I got it. You can ask your question. Stand up. Jeez. Somebody repeat the question.
I got everything apart from the favorite moment. Gotcha. Sorry, lost in translation there. Favorite moment? I'm getting all sorts of ideas there. What was that one fight with Daniel in the bathroom? No, this one. I did enjoy that for sure. The way I stomped Harry in the face. Yeah. Unfortunately, that wasn't real. They made me stop a good foot above his face on an each take, even though it was very tempting. It's very hard to pick a favourite moment. It's a bit like saying pick a favourite moment of your childhood or of your life at college or your life at school. It's kind of hard to pick one. I have lots of fun memories of night shoots as kids there in forests and all sorts of that. And working with the animals there, we had great fun with that. It's very tricky to pick one. Actually, I can try and do one. In the second film, young Daniel and I had a fight on the wizarding tables. Not so dissimilar from this setup, actually. And that was the first time we kind of got harnessed up and thrown around the room a little bit, so that was good fun. Any 14-year-old's going to enjoy that.
Black hair, glasses, white shirt. That's you. Stand up.
Hi. That's a good question.
If you could jam with any musician, who would it be?
Oh man, I don't know. It'd be very cool to have a super jam, with all the girls. What's this? Okay, sure, let's do it. Let's stick John Lennon next to Bob Marley and shit. This could go on for a while. This could be a mega jam. Throw in George Harrison for good mix. Those three and myself probably come up with a few good tunes, I think. Thank you, lovely.
Okay, now we're in this row towards the front now. Okay, you're very frantic. Here you go.
Hi.
I would like to know what your most difficult moment in the Harry Potter movies was.
What was your most difficult moment in the Harry Potter movies?
Really hard for you to act out.
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky because some scenes are difficult for some reasons and others. Well, sure. I mean, some scenes will be difficult physically. Sometimes you're just doing stuff that may not look very physical in the film, but when you do it for sort of 2 or 3 weeks at a time, it can be quite uncomfortable. Harnesses being the number one thing on that list, quite tight. But I suppose for me, growing up, it was just before the 6th film, I realised that I was going to have to do some scenes with some of these great actors, sort of just one-on-one, where I didn't kind of have Daniel and Rupert to hide behind or anything like that. And that really sort of shook me up inside, thinking, oh my god, this is going to be a nightmare. And I was very lucky that David Yates kind of held my hand and allowed me to have time with the actors before going onto the set, which really relaxed me, which was good. That was definitely one of the hardest things that came out okay in the end, I think. That and not stepping on Mr. Rickman's cloak. I'm not sure if you remember, but he had a bloody 4-foot wedding gown style cloak that just, and yes, in that film particularly, there's a shot of us walking out of the Great Hall in a sort of duck-like V formation, and the director kept saying, walk closer to Alan. Lo and behold, second take, step on his cloak, and it clipped his neck. And he wasn't laughing, to say the least. Luckily, he found humour in it eventually. Actually, one of the deputies stepped on it next take, so I was let off the hook. It was like,
Left side of the room, it's your turn, young lady. What aisle are you in? Are you in that row over there? Waving the wand. Are you sitting on this side? No, it's this side, the far side's turn. You're in the middle row. Okay, sir, waving the swords, looking threatening. Go for it. How How long did it take you to make your character Draco believable to the camera?
About 11 years. I don't know. I have great appreciation for all the wonderful directors and people that we had on board early on, because you know, making a film out of a dozen 11-year-olds and hoping that it's going to be compelling was a tall order, I think. And obviously thanks to JK and her wonderful material, but also thanks to Chris Columbus. Whoa! Is that because I mentioned JK? Completely forgot what I was talking about. I'm being told not to panic. Yes, we're aware. Booyah. Yes, whatever I was rambling on about, that's about it.
Draco more believable. Okay, towards the middle. I'm sorry, Tom. Where did I?
No, not at all.
Okay, I didn't on you. Okay. What do we got? I can't see anybody on the far side. I see 2 arms up in the air. Oh, that's 2 people. Never mind. Blue shirt gentleman. I think I can only see part of you. Nope, sir. Who just turned around? Yep, you. There you go. Okay. What was your favorite Hogwarts professor? You stand up. You stay up.
That's a good one. I don't know. I'm always a cop-out. I always ask the people, do you have a favorite? Slughorn? What was that, dude?
Looping.
I'm more, I'm inclining towards Professor Lockhart. Remember him? Yeah, I'm a big fan of, he's brilliant, you know, he's one of the more educated professors we had. Incredibly intelligent, full of life experience. He was a lot of fun, definitely.
Still standing with the vest on. Go ahead. What is the greatest?
Crazy.
What is the craziest thing a fan has asked you to sign? Is that right?
Asked you to do.
Asked me to do. Okay. There was a young girl once who asked me to sign her wrist because she said that she was going to go and get it tattooed, and I very naively signed it. And she came back 3 hours later with it wrapped up in cling film, and she just had it done, supposedly, and it put the fear of life in me, thinking, oh my god, your mum is going to hate me for the rest of my life. Literally, she's going to despise my guts. So yeah, since then I've not done that one again since. I had a very rude one once, which I probably should avoid. There's probably some... Young kids, keep your ears closed, please. No, I had a lady in Australia say, I don't know how to repeat this. If you get your wand out, I'll show you my golden snitch. We'll move on. It's about 55, I think. Let's move on.
We'd like to welcome you to Disney World, and hopefully, please keep all your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times.
Technically, it's a clean joke. Just saying.
Yeah, along with the drawings and Okay. Let's get back. Gentleman on top of the chair there with the red and black. Sure, go for it.
Hey, man. Well, I signed his Planet of the Apes. What else? I'm assuming you mean your poster or something like that? Yeah, I'd be more than happy to, sir. Rock and roll.
He will be in the autograph signing room, so you can approach him, have about $10,000 ready, and he will give you that. There's a purple something hanging up in the air there. I don't know what that is. Stand up for me, please.
Don't piss around too much, you know. It's very, as a kid we had such a good time, it was almost, we didn't really seem like we were working, to be honest with you. We just, we really had a lot. It was made to feel like we were just having fun, which was great. But there definitely was a time somewhere around the second, third, fourth film where everything kind of stepped up a notch, and I already mentioned Daniel kind of leading the way. It was him, I think, that made us realise how lucky we are to be here, but also how we shouldn't just go, hey, we got the parts now, we can just kick back and relax and enjoy the ride. Daniel was the first one, when he wasn't acting, he was in acting classes, or he was doing something to improve his game for next year, and we tried to learn from him, I think, so fingers crossed we did the same sort of thing somewhere along the line. Thank you.
Okay, here comes the bad news. You know for a fact we could not get through 2,000 questions in this room for just a short time that he's been here, but he is at the autograph table. We prefer that you purchase from the autograph table. So the very, very last question is going to be coming from whoever Tracy has a little bit back there.
Yes, I have a man that asked earlier, being that you had portrayed Draco for so many years, how difficult was it to transition to a different role when you did Planet of the Apes?
He's basically the same guy, isn't he? So, no, he's not. He's not. That's a good thing, actually. Someone said to me, going back to the typecast question, you know, blonde evil wizards are quite bespoke, so hopefully there shan't be too many of them coming up again. But not really. I was very lucky and very honoured to be on board, so I just enjoyed it and yeah, made the most of it. Guys, I want to quickly say, I had lots of youngsters say, thanking me for being somehow part of their childhood. Seriously, none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for all your guys' support. So I'm the first one to say, on behalf of all the cast and crew, thank you very much for your 10 years of support.